Hello guys, my name is Crew and this is a hidden armory in Minecraft. So look at this wall. It is a pretty suspicious wall, and say we're an enemy intruder and we just see these buttons on the wall. Well, if we give them a push, you can see they actually don't do anything because the machine is turned off. But if this is our base, then we know where the on-off button is. This is the on-off button over here. And now obviously if this is your base, you're going to want to make this button hidden or hidden switch where the enemy doesn't know. But for the tutorial, we have it out in the open. However, if we go ahead and turn the machine on, you can see that all these awesome trapdoors pull back and armor stands fly up from the floor. It is a pretty cool sight to see. So now we have all of our armor here, and this is an entire armory, so we can go ahead and switch it. Each of these little stations can hold 2 different pairs of armor, which is a lot of armor. You can supply an army with this thing. And say the enemy's coming by and we don't want them to see our hidden precious armor, so all you gotta do is push the button and voila, all the armor stands fall through the floor and they're hidden just like they were never here. The enemy will never know. They'll come by, try pushing these buttons, it doesn't work, but you know where the secret button is, so you can go ahead, turn it on again, and the armor stands will fly through the floor. And again, you can swap through them because this thing is an armory and it is absolutely amazing. I love how this thing turned out. Now this thing is infinitely expandable. Each of these little sections back here, you can see this is the redstone. It is fairly compact. It just has this little controlling device at the front, and then pretty much it's just this thing repeated over and over again. And you can build as many of these as you want or as few of these as you want. Over here I have a version with just 2 of them, and they're next to each other. Now this does take a little bit of redstone. If you guys just want to have a single hidden armor stand, there will be links on the screen and down in the description. I did a tutorial on that guy. It's just one armor stand that pops out of the floor and hides away, but this is an armory which lets you hide more than one. So you can see here we got 2. If we push the button, they go ahead and get hidden. This is sort of the redstone below it, and if we push the button again, you can see this one's gonna go to the top and this one goes to the bottom, and pushing this just swaps them around. So it's a pretty cool system. And when we push the button to hide them, the ones at the top, they sink down to the middle. And then when we push the button to bring them out again, the ones at the bottom shoot up to the top, the ones at the middle go to the bottom, and then they just simply switch around. So yeah, it's a pretty cool little invention here, and I'm gonna be giving you guys a full tutorial. Alright, so the first thing you guys are gonna want to do is you're going to want to decide where in your walls is this hidden armory going to start. Now it's easiest if you only build one of these hidden armory things, and then you can just expand to it later and add more armor stands. So yeah, what you're gonna want to do is decide where in your wall is this armor stand going to pop up. So we're gonna pick right here, and once you pick the location of your first armor stand and where it's gonna pop up, you're gonna want to place a trapdoor on the top of the block below it. So just like that. And it can be wooden trapdoor or iron, either of them work. I think iron looks the coolest with quartz, but if you're making a wood build, you might want to use a wooden trapdoor. But now once you have this guy placed on the top of this block, you're going to want to come down one more, skip a block, and then on this guy, place it on the top of this block. So there's a block in between them, and then on the top of this block right here, another trapdoor. Then you're going to want to come down 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is where your sticky piston's going to go, and then a slime block on that. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to make our input button. So it's going to be right here for me, but I'm doing a tutorial, so make sure when you're building this thing in your base, if you want to keep it hidden from your enemies, you're going to want to hide this button to a location that you only know. And make sure the button's just leading into this dot of redstone right there. And you should be fine as long as it's leading into this dot of redstone and it's a stone button input. So now what you're going to want to do is you're going to place a repeater right there, and we're also going to place a repeater right here. And this guy, we're going to have it going into a number of droppers. So the first dropper, you're going to want to place a dropper facing up, and then a dropper facing to the side, and then we're going to have a hopper going into the bottom guy, and then a chest on it, just like so. And this is a nice simple T flip-flop. So now what you're going to want to do is go ahead and place one junk item in one of the droppers, and when you go ahead and we'll take an output from it, so a block right there with a comparator. Now every time you push this button, you should see that the comparator turns off, and then on, and then off, and then on. So it's a very simple T flip-flop, and we're going to be using that signal later. But what you're going to want to do down here is place a block right there, and then a block and a repeater going into that block right there, and that will activate the trap door. So you can see when I turn it on and off, the trap door gets activated. Alright, so now what you're going to want to do, coming from this comparator output, have that guy going into a block, and then place a block here with a repeater on it on 4 ticks of delay, and have this guy going into a block, and then you're going to want to come up, and this is where your redstone's going to go. Now you're going to have this signal over here, and you're going to want to go to more of these in the future if you're building more than one. But for now, we'll just have it leading there. Now you're going to want to come back to and place a redstone torch. Now on the bottom of this torch down here, we're going to go ahead, place a dot of redstone, then we're going to place a sticky piston facing up with a block on top of it, and then another block, a repeater right here on 4 ticks of delay, whoopsie, 4 ticks of delay, there we go, and have this guy going into a block. Now we're going to want to come down here, and we're going to make a little bit of a staircase, so come down 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to come over 1, 2, and now you should be in line with that sticky piston down there, and your first little row of what's it called, of your armor stand. So come over here and you should be in line here, whoops, and now you're going to want to place a repeater right here. That's pretty much all the redstone there is to turn the machine on and off, and now we can get to building the first little module. Alright, so what you're going to want to do is have this repeater going into a block, then place a block right there, a repeater, then a sticky piston facing up with a block on top of it, one more final block, and a repeater on 4 ticks of delay. Now have this guy going into a block, whoopsie, repeater on 4 ticks of delay going into a block, and below it you're going to want to place a redstone dust. Then come below this guy over there, and we're going to have a repeater on 2 ticks of delay going into a block, come down, and 2 dots of redstone just like that. Now you're going to want to come over here, place 2 blocks like that. We're going to have a repeater on 4 ticks of delay with a block right there. Then we're going to have a redstone torch going into a block, a redstone torch right there below this guy, and a dot of redstone just like that. Alright, you guys are pretty much done. There's one more thing that you have to do, and that is the button right here, which is going to go ahead and switch the 2 armor stands. So place the button right there, and then come around on the other side, and we're going to want to have a dot of redstone going into a repeater, and this is where it gets a little tricky. So have a sticky piston facing down right there, and put a block on it. And then we're going to have this guy going into another dot of redstone, and you're going to want to make a little bit of a staircase right here. Oops, a little bit of a staircase leading down to this block. So a staircase of redstone, just like so. You're going to want to go ahead and break that block right there, and you guys should be good to go. So now, if we go ahead and get ourselves some armor stands, we'll go ahead and grab that. And then we put an armor stand down on this block. If we go ahead and swap them around, you'll see it jumps right up to the front block. And if we put it back down there, then we'll go ahead and see them swap around. And now when we push this button, it'll drop down, the trapdoor will come out, and we push the button again, they switch around, and an armor stand pops up from below. So that's a pretty cool machine, and if you want to go ahead and build on it, I'm going to show you guys how to do that right now. Alright, so what I went ahead and did was I built the exact same thing that we have here 2 blocks over. So you're going to want to make sure each of these little modules are 2 blocks apart, and I just built the exact same thing. Now I'm going to be showing you guys how you're going to want to link them together to all turn on when you push that secret button of yours. So to do that, you're going to want to come on top here and drag this redstone line over, and you're going to want to place 4 dots of redstone just like that. Then come around to the bottom, and you're going to want to drag this line over too, and there you go. And then there's one more line that you have to connect, which is underneath here. So place 2 blocks, and then you're going to want to place redstone dust, and then a redstone repeater on 1 tick of delay, just like that. So every time you add another little module, you just want to do the same thing. So you add the little line at the bottom, you extend the line at the top, and you also extend the line in the back. Now obviously you can't do that forever because redstone only lasts 16 blocks, but if we see over here, after 16 blocks, I actually have a repeater and a same thing down here. Just make sure they're on the same tick of delay, and you're going to want to add a little bit of a delay because beneath here we have a repeater right here. So yeah, hopefully this tutorial helped you guys out. I can't imagine anybody would want an armory much bigger than this one here, but there will be a world download link in the description if you can follow along with this tutorial and you want sort of a visual representation. But yeah, Yeah, this thing's pretty awesome, and I'm really happy with the outcome. I'll definitely be building one of these in my world because they are just so cool, man. Being able to just hide all your armor from your enemy, and then whenever you're ready, you just gotta push a button, and your armor pops right out automatically, and you can switch it around. So yeah, I thought it was a cool machine. Pretty simple to build. The redstone is very compact for what it does. This machine does a lot. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. My name is Crew. Check the description for world download, and there's also a playlist to other little Minecraft inventions because I do fun little things like this to improve your base all the time. So be sure to go and check that out. So other than that, my name's Crew. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Adios.